so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. And it's a good day to be a Chelsea fan. And good morning, especially to you all that support the biggest club in London, Chelsea Football Club. We are back to where we belong. We're back in the Champions League. And nobody gave us a chance. You could argue nearly 99.9% of the pundits says, yeah, that's it. Chelsea will not be there. But I had strong hopes. I knew the Nottingham Forest will eventually drop off, and lo and behold, they did. But that's, by the way, welcome to another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're doing well. We made it. We're back to where we belong. I do hope you're all doing well, and I really do mean that help. Okay, looks like Nightbot is on leave today, so I'm going to try to reset it in a bit. And Ty, also happy from what I'm seeing. A big up coach and the chat. I have a busy morning. Busy is good. Yep, bills don't pay themselves, so I understand. Stopping by to tune in. We'll try to tune back again. Hope to see you again, bro. Do whatever you do, enjoy it, and I know it'd be a happy day for all of us. Now we can get a top striker and a top defender. Yep, we do have, you can say, an advantage or an edge over other clubs that are interested in signing some of the players that we're looking at, because we have Champions League football. If we're seriously interested in signing Gyökeres, we have edge over Manchester United and on. There are other strikers out there, but I'm not too sure what that club, what we're going to do. I don't want it to be the Lapdo. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I'm not sure he's that player that will. If should we succeed in signing him, that if we succeed in signing him, you'd say yes, we're definitely will be contending for the title next season. But that's, by the way, whatever the club does, I will support my club. I think we're headed in the right direction. Now we can get a top striker and top defender. Do I really think we do need a defender? I don't know, but we'll see. And we remember we still have Anselmino and then the kid we signed from Strasbourg. Maybe if we're looking for leadership, then just get Mark Guehi. He brings that. I think Colwill, he's improving. It looks like the more games he plays, the better he becomes. Sancho, I think he stays. But as, by the way, you are entitled to your opinion. And this Shuria, Jit, and Chelsea are in the Champions League. Yes, bro, we are. And I appreciate you finding the time to join us. And I can say this is your first time here. And if that's truly the case, enjoy yourself. Welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Feel at home, enjoy yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Here, your opinion matters. So welcome, bro. Udodorige one mother Dalo. I appreciate you saying hello in our native language. And the coolest Chelsea, which is the big. We did it, bro. Big up to you. Big up to Coach. Big up to you, to the chat and the Chelsea fans. We are back in the Champions League. And I just found out that you scheduled the show, so I'll try to redirect it to your show. Okay. I did share the link, but it looks like I did not. I did share it through on my iPad because I couldn't do that on the big screen. Again, I've been experiencing a lot of issues seeing my messages on X for a few days now, and I think I did see others complaining about the same thing too. So it's not just me. I've shared the link, and I don't want to share it in the chat for reasons I believe you know. Hopefully it loads in a bit. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And my bro, Ankit, my bro from another mother, from fellow content creators to brothers, inseparable brothers. Nice to see you, bro. I do hope you're doing well. Let us get the likes up, people. 6 likes, we can do a lot better than that. And because we're streaming in vertical format, to see the like, what you have to do is press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the like option. Yeah, you see the bells and whistles, or like option, comment, everything that you need to see. But that's, by the way, apologies that the messages aren't loading on X right now. That app has been quirky for a few days right now. Big up to you, to my brother. Hope you're doing well. Ty and Happy, he's disappointed at luxury. Okay, I don't know. I see it the way I see it. I think he supports Chelsea. he's trying to be as objective as possible in his own way. And what else am I looking for here? Uh, that's style for you. Very analytical. So I'm not surprised to what again. Nothing he says surprises me. I just try to see it the way I see it and give an objective response in my own way. Your is realistic, and I'd prefer him over the lab, but you got to be patient. Yeah. Plus Bakola. Bakola, isn't he more of a traditional number nine? So if we're truly looking to mix things up, then it shouldn't be Bakola. Um, but yeah, I still don't know what we see in the lab. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying he's not quite there yet. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Nice to see you here, Man City fan. Thank you for joining us. I don't see the link. Ooh, I'm not sure what's happening. Like on my screen, main screen, yeah, the messages aren't loading. I'm able to see the my feed. I'm able to see comments from people, responses from people, but I can't see the messages. But on my small device, I'm able to see the messages, and I've sent the link. I'm not sure why you guys haven't seen it. So yeah, I think the app is having an issue. Jay's in the house. Jay, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Thank you so much. I meant Bakola as left wing. Okay, an upgrade, left wing upgrade, and Gyökeres as the number nine. UEFA Champions League pool is real. I think this squad, they've matured, and the maturity for me came sooner than I expected. Maybe the hiring of a mentality coach, maybe that has helped a lot. But I even was telling people, even when we were losing games, that beyond the surface, actually, I'm seeing progress. And I think things are beginning to fall into place gradually. And I have high hopes of this team. We don't actually need too much to compete at the highest level. A striker alone actually will go a long way. But yeah, if we can do more than just a striker, fine, would be even better, better positioned to contend for the title and also the Champions League title. Actually, Rodrigo Osimhen are unrealistic due to wages. Yeah, we've always known that's the case. Osimhen, I don't think uh, he ever wanted to join Chelsea after he's become as popular as he is right now, because there aren't a shortage of clubs interested in signing him. So he's spoiled with options, for lack of a more specific way to get that point across. Okay, relatable way maybe. Jay Sandaha, Jay, nice to see you out there. Hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join the show. The manager and players did their job. It didn't. Yeah, I think Maresca knew, probably had it in mind that it didn't have to. It doesn't have to be pretty. We just wanted to win. We wanted all 3 points, and for me, he was pragmatic enough. And the players, they played like they want to be there. They want to participate in the next edition of the Champions League. They didn't take the game for granted, and I'm happy. The sort of performance what the players showed, I enjoyed it. Okay, now it's in the hands of the owners and ACs to make or break this achievement. Take corrective measures in the in the current transfer window. Sign players that will help us solve the issues we're having. I think that will go a long way. But let's wait and see. I'm hopeful. I think we're making good progress, but we must build on that. We must not. What's the language I'm looking for? We must not just go with what we've achieved this season and feel like, yeah, we can build on it without uh, making necessary signings that will help make us better as a team. But just by the way, who do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go along with Chelsea Ultra. It's been a minute. I think you're taking a risk. Had Nightbot been available, been at work, I think it deletes your message and also time you out for about 5 seconds or so. Osimhen wanted Chelsea, but not a pay cut. Al Hilal will pay him a fortune. Yeah, yep, indeed. Let me see if this starts. Yep. The link isn't working on desktop. But let me see if I'll try and use my device to send you the link in a bit. Champions League. Yep, we're there. We made it. We did it. I but I'm just happy that I didn't give up. I knew I did believe from time. I've always believed that Nottingham Forest will eventually drop off, and that will increase the number of slots we have to be participate in the next edition of the Champions League, and I think that's exactly what happened. Kim, so nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Let's get it past 50 likes, fam. Yep, we should be happy. After all, we have okay. After all, we have well, we're within top five now in EPL family. Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I still don't trust the owners. I trust them. I've always trusted them because maybe I see things differently. I understood from time what they want to do. So, and I've always known that the immediate future will be shaky, but the future will be really, really bright. It's bright, so to speak. And so I don't know. I've never been that concerned. Do I think that they could have done things differently? I'd say yes, for multitude of reasons. But I don't want to talk about that right now. They will get the lab. I wouldn't say that because I don't trust all the sources out there. Even what people the ones that people say are the most trusted because they're not perfect. Um, I just you can say rank them or maybe categorize them as rumors, dump them into a single bucket and then analyze everything that I see out there that catches my anything that catches my interest. I take my time to analyze, dissect, and analyze, and then come to a sensible conclusion. I don't just sulk up everything I see out there. If that makes sense. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go along with most likely destination for cement, except if they're no longer interested. A TK is 80 to 100 a million, way too expensive. The lab wants Man United. Arsenal wants Benjamin Sesko. We should go for Gyökeres. Gyökeres, for me, he'd be an excellent addition to our excellent signing for us. His experience, excellent finisher, does a lot more than just put away chances, can drop deep, also participate in the play and create for his teammates. Ekitike, you could say, is still a potential, even though he's done well so far this season. I think 22 goals in total in about 35 games or so. But he's still very young. I don't think it makes sense to pay that much money for him. But if the owners feel like they can afford it, but it's just too much. I'd have to agree with you. We will get the lap. We'll see what happens. You've said it like 5 times now. But let's see what happens. After all, Kim, so remember, oh, you owe us. Yes, you owe us a super chat. You said if we qualify, or am I misquoting you? Let me know. We need a striker, a proper one. You're correct, or Osimhen. I I think I've heard. I think that we have some actually news items here to address. We'll look at it in a bit. Congrats to Chelsea players and coach. More importantly, actually, had a lot of doubts for the coach, but he is good. Your name sounds like something I don't want to say on here. If you're Nigerian and you speak Pidgin, you'd understand. But Toto, let me say your name is Tochikwa, so let me just call you Toto. Thank you for joining us. It looks like today is your first time here. If that's the case, I feel at home. Express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Give you Murillo. He's good. Do I think we're interested in signing him? I'd say no. But I was happy when I saw that he was starting yesterday because probably he wasn't fully fit. They had to just get him to start. Yeah. Markin Neum, is Gyökeres even a powerhouse? I think he is. He is. He can be physical, excellent finisher. Can also create chances for his teammates. I think he is actually, and he's done it consistently for multiple seasons right now. From the championship, at first, my argument 2 seasons ago was that I think we need to see him do it again at the highest level. And you could argue, yeah, he's proven that yeah he can perform consistently season after season. From the championship to the Portuguese league, he's performed consistently. There's no season you say that yeah he didn't score that much. No, I don't. What we do here is we dissect and analyze and then come to a sensible conclusion. After all, there was a time, even from the transfer guru himself, Fabrizio Romano, given his report at the time, I was certain that Vardiol was definitely going to join Chelsea. Did that happen? It didn't happen. Let's see. Gyökeres release clause now. I think the price has been cut in half. No longer 100 million. I had issues when the asking price was 100 million. I think that was 2 seasons ago. But right now, I think he did sign. He did make an amendment to his contract, agreeing to stay one more season with them. But with the agreement that they cut the price half to let him go, because I mean, he served them well. But that's by the way. Let's see. Gyökeres is a physical beast. He would eat off NATO and Reese crosses. Yeah, yeah. I do hope we sign it. I mean, I'm definitely not reading that. Just leave me the heck alone. Let me just go with Toto. Tochiku maybe. I'm not sure, but I can. I mean, I suspect that's probably an abbreviation of a name or a short form of a name, but I'm not gonna try to say that. What came to mind, and apologies, sorry, I do have a very dirty mind. You could argue my mind wanders a lot. If you say some stuff, oh, God forgive me. I really do want to go to heaven, but you guys are trouble, really. Uh Jeez. Okay. Let me see if sharing the link individually will help. As I've said, X has become very quirky of late. Tosin, man of the match for me. I agree. And you remember the conversation we had? Uh, uh, was it the pregame show? Did we do a pregame show? Oh no, the preview show where we talked about Tosin's height. Tobeho was also on the panel. Dante, the captain of the community, he was on the panel too. We talked about the importance of Tosin starting because of his height, his aerial ability. He's excellent aerially. Actually, some in most cases, actually, he doesn't need to jump to get to the ball, but he did. He handled Chris Wood effectively, and some people were concerned about his pace. And I told them, here's the thing, that Tosin is actually deceptively quick. And the good thing, the lack of pace isn't an issue. Oh, okay. It isn't actually an issue because he reads the game very well, and just like that's something he has in common with Thiago Silva because he reads the game very well. He can you will almost always find him. He will almost always be at the right place at the right time to stop you, which means you're not gonna you hardly get a chance to race against Tosin, let alone outpace him. Occasionally that will happen, but he reads the game so well that you hardly ever finds him in an exposed position that he needs to run to catch up. So that's an advantage. We knew that he had to start that game. And I think Maresca probably, when we were thinking that his preferred pairing for the center back positions were Chaloba and Levi Colwill, turns out the man, he knew exactly what he was doing. Or maybe in certain games, probably would see Chaloba start. But I give him a credit for recognizing the importance of starting Tosin in that game. And boy, he did a yeoman's job. Um, Big up Toto. Let's see, Kimso out indeed, but I love Kimso. We've come a long way. I want a top striker. I do want a top striker suit, but I don't want that guy, the striker in question, to be Liam Delap. For me, he's not experienced enough. He's not the striker that you say, should we sign him, with the contending for the title next season. A 60 million release clause for Gyökeres, that's excellent. That's a bargain price. And you could argue, chances are we've been working on that behind the scenes. Because, yeah, when you go to a shop, usually what you do, you aim to buy everything, all your needs in that shop. So chances are we've actually done some groundwork, but we don't know. But I like your Chris. Coach, I have a feeling Sancho is gone. No, he's not going anywhere. I think we're keeping him. We've had that conversation 1,000 times. Whether you think he's done well or not, Sancho represents good business. For 25 million, yeah, we can sell him for twice as much or even three times as much, but I don't think we're selling him because the manager, he understands the way the manager wants to play. Good chemistry with Nottingham Forest and Cole Palmer, so I think he stays. But let's try and keep the topics aligned because, yeah, switching between topics is not going to help us. The coolest shares. Okay, I'm going to send it to you individually. I did send it to the link, but it looks like, yeah, X isn't working properly. And I've heard people tell me they're not seeing my messages. Even Dante did tell me yesterday he's not seeing, he was looking for one of my tweets and couldn't find it. I had to send it to him. Personally, he still said he couldn't see it. So a lot of issues with X of late. So I'll send it to you privately, and I'll send it to Dante in case he's waiting for it. We did it. Yes, we did it. I know what it means. Maresca in. Oh yeah, I've always been Maresca in. Do I think he's perfect? No, but he's proven that he can learn from his mistakes, and the fact that he achieved this with the youngest squad in the league, that's a huge. Kim So, thank you for keeping your promise. But I was only joking when I said that, but I'm happy. You kept your words. I'll trust you even more, bro. Much love. I appreciate you. Thank you for the donation there. I cannot thank you enough. It's a good name, named after the rock band. Oh, thank you for educating us. I hope you didn't take offense for the conversation for what I said when I saw the spelling of your name. We need to get Sancho. I think he stays. Let's see. Your doesn't want crazy wages either. Less than half that for Osimhen. You could argue it depends on how many clubs that are interested in signing him. I think if he sees something better, he'd always choose what's best for him, which is more money. Man of my words, always, yeah. But thank you. So let me try and share the link with Bobby. So I don't know. Before we start talking about the game, let's address these new news items here, if you don't mind it, Tebe. So this one in particular here talks about Chelsea held positive talks with Liam Delap last week and can now offer Champions League football. I'd say just let him go where he wants to go. Look, this kid, chances are 2 seasons from now or even next season, he'd become the best striker in the world or one of the best strikers in the world. But right now, if we're looking to sign a player that, if we're able to get the deal over the line next season, will be tied to contenders, I'd say the lab isn't the guy. But I want to get your thoughts, Tobeho, and thank you for joining me on the panel.
Yeah, big up, bro. Can you hear me? Yeah, big up to the chat as well. What a fantastic results for us. I've been stressing out for this game that we must struggle, but again, I always had a belief that we can do it. And then what I needed that game was just one goal, and we see where Newcastle and Aston Villa struggling and they bottled it. So overall, I'm happy that we won the game, but it's not over yet. We still have a game on Wednesday. Let's put the cherry on the cake and win a trophy, European trophy, especially for these young kids, right? Chelsea are playing with the youngest team in the Premier League history, and people uh, are not like giving us props for that. They all are saying, "Oh, Enzo Maresca this, Enzo Maresca that." We don't care about that. It's all about the team. Overall, Enzo Maresca is not perfect. He's still learning on the job. This is his big job. Remember that. This is his first big job, and he delivered. Yes, during cup games, we are not happy with some results, but overall, top four is secured. Now win the European the Conference League, then we're going to be happy.
Yeah, we'll come back to talking about the game proper. Let's just address about. I think we have about 2, 3 news items to talk. Liam Delap, have you seen this? I'm hopeful. My hope is that let it not be that truthfully that actually the lap is top priority. It doesn't look like it is because news rumors suggest that he's headed to Manchester United, and I hope that's the case. Listen, I don't usually say this again. I see a good player when I know one, and I think he's a good player. But if we're looking for the player, the sort of striker, then if should we get the deal over the line, that make us title contenders, he'd make us title contenders next season. I don't think he's the guy. But once again, let's hear your thoughts. Do you think Delap is the guy?
Personally, like I said several times, Liam Delap is a good player, but again, he's not a player that is going to improve us, right? Let him
Mhm.
develop. Let him go to Everton or even Manchester United. I don't care about that. What we need right now is to get a striker that can convert most of our chances. And Liam Delap is still raw. If he was not raw, I would say, okay, let's take a gamble. But again, from FC to Chelsea, it's a big step for him. So, no, no, no. Personally, I won't take Liam Delap Chelsea.
I wouldn't. And we're not saying he's a bad player. I think we can do better than Delap. That's my argument, and I believe that's your argument too. But unfortunately, it's not. It's not our decision. And if come the end of the transfer window, he's the person we sign, I will support him in all honesty, but I think we can do better. Even Ekitike has more to his game, but Ekitike is more of a hybrid number nine. So we're looking for more of a traditional number nine. So it should be Delap, Osimhen, or Gyökeres. And over Osimhen, I'd say uh, 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 Gyökeres actually for reasons I've explained. I don't want to go back into that, but okay, let's see. Well, I'll support my club for whatever they does. We're trying. People, just be patient. We have two news items. Yeah, just two new. I think two news items to discuss. Then we get to the match preview proper. Bobby, I'm not. Big up to you and thank you for joining us. I know you're a happy man. If we lived close by, I'd say let's meet at the pub this evening and have some fun. But the first question for you to you is Bobby. Liam Delap rumors according to Ben Jacob, we had a positive conversation with his camp. Um, I'm I don't know. I'm starting to sound like a broken record. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I think we can do much better than him. We have Champions League football and plus a lot more money right now, given the fact that we're back in the Champions League. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, big up, guys.
Big up, bro.
Tobago.
Kobe.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm happy, coach. This is the morning after the night before, isn't it?
Mhm,
It is it is a huge achievement. Hang on, I've got to plug you in my ear.
mhm.
Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, crystal clear.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, I mean, by the way, I don't know what's going on with X. You're right, it's a mess. I don't get
Yeah,
any
it's been a mess for
DMs.
a
I
few days
don't,
now. Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, look, this is an amazing achievement for us. The youngest squad in Premier League history. Remember, I was
Mm.
always saying it. Now, it's been acknowledged. We've had issues. People they gaslight Chelsea so much. They don't want to remember that from the reason we dropped off in the top two spot was that just like the previous season, from January we were hit with even more injuries to key players. And the loss of those key players from an already diminished squad, from the players we lost in the transfer window and didn't replace. Of course, we're going to drop off. But you have to give credit to Maresca. You have to give credit to the team. Yesterday, what pleased me was that we were still physically smaller than Forest, but at least he acknowledged that need for physicality. He brought in Tosin into the defense for his height. Technically, he's good. I don't think he did much wrong at all yesterday. I think that was probably
He
his
was
best game.
immaculate in my opinion.
Yeah, he was good, and indeed Colwill. Our centre backs were very solid. We were defensively solid, old Chelsea, which is so important. A couple of players. didn't quite perform. I don't think it was Enzo Fernandez's best game. I really don't. I'm not even sure if it was Cole Palmer's best game, to be honest. But the important thing is that we got through and we can rebuild. And coming to your question about Delap, the funny thing is we need Champions League football to establish our pedigree and to make it so we're an attractive club for players anyway. Now we're absolutely attractive, no ways about it, for players, for sponsors, for everything. And the funny thing is that when you have the key to the sweet shop, you don't really know which sweet to pick that you like the most. You get spoilt for choice, as it were. Delap financially, because yes, we have money now. We have a lot of financial leverage now, but we shouldn't behave like my wife. When there's money, you just go and spend it, not thinking of what's going to happen the next day. I'm sure those of us that are married know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm,
So um, don't pretend you don't. I know she's listening, but there you go. It is what it is. We love them all the same. But
yeah, yeah.
I had to throw that in there just for jokes. But anyway, look. We have to be really, 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 really um, prudent, wise, pragmatic, systematic in it. Delap, for the money he will cost now because Ipswich are relegated, is a financial is very wise financially. Is he the right pick for where we want to go? Is it right for us to pick yet another developing player in a team that has actually got to a point where it needs to take that extra step? Oh, that's a very difficult one, and that's where the skill, if they have any, of the sporting directors should come in. My mind is more on a Gyökeres sort of purchase. Osimhen, can we get him? It seems unlikely. I'm reading he has already struck a deal with Al Hilal. It seems he's very money attracted, and that's his right. He's the kid from the third world. This is his chance to make the bag for himself, his family, his clan. Who can hold it against him? But
I think
if
when you talk about a kid like Osimhen and where he's from Nigeria, I think clan is the most correct language because yeah, a lot of people becomes
well,
your
it's
responsibility if you're um you could say if you're doing well. Let me just use that language.
well, it's
But go
like
ahead,
that
what
for
you were
all the
saying.
third. It's like that for all the third world.
Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
look at the Brazilian players. They all have a family, extended family commitment. It is how it is at that. Poverty does that. I don't really want to use that sort of term in any kind of derogatory way,
No, no, no.
but
I do
that is what
understand.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. So, can we get, is he even available? There's no European club that really is reaching for him because of those wage demands after tax. Nobody really fancies it in the new regulation restricted environment. So, do we look at Sesco? Do we look at what's the other guy?
Iketike.
Ekitike.
Ekitike.
Ekitike is more
It's
of a
a
hybrid than a traditional number 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and will probably fit us more. He's how old? I think 21, 22.
He's still very young.
Um,
But, how old is he to be?
Yeah, around that
I think
age,
he's
21, 22.
21, 22. He is Chelsea age now. Is he a hybrid to the finished product of Jackson, who we're still working on, or is he a
He's actually a
hybrid?
better finisher than Jackson,
Well,
according to
this
yeah.
is
His
what we need. But
mhm.
you and I both know that we've had players from the German Bundesliga before come to the Premier League, and finishing in the German league is slightly different to finishing in the English league. If the goal remains the same, but the pressure to put it in the net is very, 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 very different. So it's an interesting one. We have to get a striker. probably a winger as well, and probably a defender as well. Um, um, it's difficult, you know. I think from the defensive point of view, we should part ways with Badiashile and Desassi, and then bring in one more defender. I don't think we should get rid of Chalobah. It seems unlikely we'll keep him, but I think he should stay. I think Chalobah is a very, very important squad player. And I don't think he would mind being a squad player with
No, I
Chelsea.
think he minds.
Um,
If he has to,
no,
if he,
no,
go ahead, go ahead.
why I beg to differ, coach, is
Mhm.
being a squad player for Chelsea is not the same as being a squad player for Crystal Palace, for example. You will get games and you will get high profile games, all the more so that we are in the Champions League. The performances you have to perform on Tuesday and Wednesday in the Champions League will not drop off on Saturday or Sunday in the Premier League. And also remember the intermediary cup competitions, the domestic cup. There's a lot of football to be had. So football is a squad game. You know, this mentality of, oh, I see a player on the bench, it's the end of the world, he has to go. We've got to get that out of our head. It's only Chelsea fans that think like that. It's not the way. So I would not be. Um, Chalobah has proved his discipline time and time again. He's now got an England call up. He's there, you know, and he will thrive under the competition. I think it's because he has been around the likes of Thiago Silva, been around the likes in his early days coming up. He saw people like David Luiz, he saw people like John Terry, and he learnt in the process, and I think he will thrive in that setting. Chelsea need squad depth, and it's not derogatory. It's not a minimization to the player's performances or game time that he is part of the squad. They're all part of the squad. They're all subject to rotation. In a big team like this, there's only very, very few players that you can say are what Mourinho will call untouchables. But even then, with the number of games we have to play, some of them have to sit it out. Even in the Europa League, not Europa Conference League, we've had players like Caicedo sitting games out. So it's not going to be any different. That's what I think. I hope will happen. And the striker situation is going to be very, very different, interesting. We've only got a couple of weeks now because we have to have a striker in place before the Club Cup. And just before I drop, coach, one big thing. Yeah, we celebrate. Yes, a huge pressure has been lifted off the club by Champions League qualification for next season. But it's not over. We've got Wednesday. We have to navigate that. We have to go now. All eyes are on that Conference League trophy. We must win that trophy. So let's forget the celebrations now. We had it yesterday, so to speak, proverbially. But now the focus, because the turnaround to that final is very sharp and very short. And squad selection, squad application on that day must be tip top. We can't go in there with any hangovers. We've got to go in there with a thirst to be a first. Those boys can make their own history and start a journey as their own Chelsea product that will be of the likes of Drogba,
Winning that trophy
Lampard,
will go a
and
long
so
way.
on. Oh, for goodness sake,
Yeah, it will. Yeah,
yes. Absolutely. For
it
these
will go a
youngsters,
long way.
absolutely. And then the season's not over for us, coach. We've got the World Club Cup. And this is why we must sort out that striker situation because we have to go in there with the mind to win it. I know it's not easy because a lot of big teams will be there, certainly from Europe, but we must go in there to win it. And if by some miracle we do, wow, that's going to be some heck of a season for these kids.
Yeah. All right. Let's catch up with what we have in the chat. Thank you so much for that. I think we've started discussing The match, the 1-0 win against Nottingham Forest yesterday. I think the transition was seamless because Bobby did also talk about Hugo Ekitike. He's not your stereotypical number nine, out and out number nine, traditional number nine, whatever language you prefer. He's more of the Jackson type of number nine. If we sign him, fine. But if we sign him, we'd have to. I'd like us to sign a more traditional number nine also. Win the Conference League last season. They lost the final. Who lost the final last season? Who? What am I missing here? All right, Jamie Carragher. Yeah, he's a serious clown, and Lavia is dragged him on Instagram, and I like that. I think no. Wait, here's the thing. I don't know if you've been seeing my comments at Tobejo. A lot of people were saying, "Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're not beating Nottingham Forest." That was when I said, "Okay, that gives me hope." Because the truth remains, when you think we mop the stadium floor with a team, with our opponents, that's usually when I get concerned. When a lot of people say, "Yeah, we'll beat them 5-0, 10-0," I get concerned. But when people start saying, "Yeah, we're not beating them. Yeah, we're losing that game. That's it. Top four is done. Top five is done," usually gives me hope. And I make my comment on X. I say, "Yeah, okay, that gives me hope." And when people were saying, "Yeah, thank God Murillo isn't starting," I say, "Yeah, I'd rather him start." Yeah, because if he start, definitely he's not 100% fit. So, but that's by the way, the lab is not that guy. That's not to say he's a bad player. And because we're streaming in a vertical format, to see the bells and whistles, like the like, comment, whatever you want to do, press and hold your screen for about a second. You'd see the bells and whistles. And if you swipe up, you go full screen. And if you go full screen in a vertical format, if you're using a small device, you'd never stop doing that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. My bro Kishan is in the house. The lab would be a good rotation player, not a starter. I think he would want to be a starter, and that may well be the reason why he's not too keen on joining Chelsea. Because if he really does want to join Chelsea, he probably definitely wouldn't be, you could say, talking to Manchester United and other clubs. We've heard that he's talking to Everton included, and now I've heard Nottingham Forest are also interested in signing him. But Heston, I'd rather we sign someone else, and I don't think he would want to be a rotational player. And how many goals did he score for Ipswich? Actually, Oluwatosin Oshoyege, nice to see you, brother. I do hope you're doing well. Oshman, all the way. Is it possible? I don't know. But let's move on. This is why I don't trust the directors, man. We are getting a relegation player. We're not, no, nothing. There's no way to say that definitely we're getting him. And Oluwatosin, it looks like this is your first time here. If that's the case, welcome to Chelsea Perspective. I feel at home. Express yourself. Hear your opinion matters. All we ask of you is just to keep it civil. But thank you for joining us. Sincerely do appreciate you. Kitike, it's not a number nine. It costs 80 to 100 million. He's a talent. Uh, but do I
He's
think
got,
we'd pay that much money for him? No. Go ahead. Were you saying something, Tebeho?
Liam Delep scored 12 Premier League goals, and two of them were penalties.
And he started nearly all their games, right? How many of them are penalties? Two.
Yes.
So okay, good, not bad non-penalty XG, but overall tally for me after starting 30, he started. You could say the entirety of the games. Was he ever out? I can't quite remember.
Yeah, I think few games, but he started most of the Premier League games.
Okay. For me, no, he's not that guy. And I don't think we're signing him to come in and become a starter, even over Jackson. I don't think so because Jackson has a lot more to his game than the lap, even though Jackson isn't your stereotypical number nine. And probably the lap will be concerned of not getting not starting regularly if should he join Chelsea. I think so, in my opinion. Obi Mikel is personal friends with Osimhen, and even he said the wages are the problem. We're not getting Osimhen. I mean, you can conclude that's the case, except if Osimhen decides, yeah, the heavily incentivized wage structure that we offer isn't an issue, then fine. Because let's be clear here. We're ready to pay you what you want, but you have to work for it. Gone are the days of Danny Drink Wine, Malang Sa. They just earn a certain a fixed amount of money, irrespective of whether they play or not, irrespective of whether they've retired because they have a broken leg or it doesn't matter. As long as they're on the still on the contract, they earn that much money. Santiago Muno, my assistant, is back. It's been a minute. I hope. I think you told us the last time we talked that your absence was due to you being busy. I think that makes us happy. Bills don't pay themselves. So happy to hear and happy to see you once again. I do hope you're doing well. Let's see. Was tougher. It was tougher than it should have been, but we did it. Fair play to the manager and job done. Houston, was it tougher than it should be? I don't know. It was always going to be tough. Was it tough? It was tough. I'm just going to stick with that. You have every right to stick with that it was tougher than it should be. But Jimmy, nice to see you, Jimmy KCV. I do hope you're doing well. Once again, share the link to your YouTube channel and people click the three dots to his name. Go to channel. Let's help him grow. He's a friend and a good guy. Don't fall for the need for a striker. Talk Modern Football doesn't need a traditional number 9, PSG, Liverpool, and all that. But here's the thing: if you're able to mix it up, it can go a long way. Yeah. Pep, without the traditional number 9, at some point started having a bit of an issue. Signed a traditional number 9, you could argue with the intent of having the luxury to mix things up if need be. But at some point also, you can see that Haaland to a certain extent became an issue to Pep's approach. But because he has the luxury to switch things up, and even in his absence, they were actually scoring. They did better in his absence to some extent. So, but it's a complex matter. The way Maresca likes to approach the game, he needs the more hybrid number 9s will be more suitable to that. Traditional number 9, you could argue, is just for the reason of having the luxury to mix things up should there be the need. So probably you could argue that Liam Delap, he's well aware of that. Probably the reason why he's talking to multiple clubs and not just Chelsea. So for me, for Liam Delap, I'd really say bye, Felicia. Anthony Robinson, Chelsea, rubbish. Okay, won't win anything next season. Okay. If that's what rocks your boat, enjoy it, and thank you for stopping by, interacting with the video, and also adding to the views. The way we play, the man's striker, we're not set up to play a false 9. Maresca wants touchline wingers so that dictates we need a box presence. We box presence that's also capable of drifting to the flanks and still be comfortable there. Because I think, irrespective of whether we did a number 9 or not, one thing is certain: it's always, almost always, a fluid approach. Which is why we've been hearing that we need number 9s that are capable of playing on either flanks and central too. If you get my point, but I understand where you're coming from. All right, I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to read your subsequent contributions in the chat. As much as we like to interact with you, if we that be all we do for the rest of the day. Brian 19 CFC, my man, been a minute. Good to see you once again. Straight through. Now I know who's talking. Much love to you, brother, and thank you for presenting that ID right there, the backdoor discussion. I think that goes a long way. We like a little bit of laughter here and there will always go a long way. I just think with this man, he could join for less to prove himself, but he doesn't want to risk that to get the wages he wants and still gather interest from Saudi if he wanted. But I think Mega Money, yeah, probably will end up in Saudi. Underdog, yes, is scary. Yeah. All right, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Apologies, I'm not going to read everything you have there. Chelsea against Liverpool. We lost the final. Yeah, okay, let's see. Ekitike is a better version of Havertz, in my opinion. Not the type of striker we need. But we can sign him. If we can sign him and still sign a traditional number 9, I'd take him. All right, I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, people. Thank you for all the contributions. Apologies, Hams Master. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Hams says, Liam Delap isn't bad. Isn't bad. Issue is we need someone that's cause. Yeah, exactly. Nobody said Liam Delap is a bad player. We need more experience. He's not that guy that should we succeed in signing him, you'd say confidently that yeah, we're definitely tied to contenders next season. He's not the guy. And Chick, nice to see you. I'm gonna start with Chick because I don't know if I say all what it means. Dusan Vlahovic wouldn't be a bad option. Are we still interested in signing him? I don't know. What has happened to him actually? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know whether we're interested in
on
signing
and
him, but
off.
sorry.
He's on and off, and then it seems like Juventus want to sell him. So
They're
it's a matter
tired of
of.
him.
But I have two issues with him. His salary is earning 250 per week, and also his injury record is so bad. So I don't want another injury-prone Chelsea anymore.
Yeah, you're very correct. He hardly ever stays fit throughout the season. He suffers from one, two, at least three. He gets injured three times and hardly ever recovers quickly. From what
Yeah,
I
coach,
know.
honestly, injury prone players is not what we want. We've had enough of that end up leaving the squad deficient at key points in the season. I'm going to narrow this argument down and stick my colors to the
Mm.
mast. For the position we're in, and from all the options out there, we have to go for Gyökeres. That's all I'll say. Gyökeres, full stop.
Do you
Yeah,
believe
then,
that we're probably that we've been working on it behind the scenes because rumors are he's still high on our list?
well, why not? I know lots of people would want him. People have spoken about Ollie Watkins and this and that. No, I think we've gone beyond that. We need that guy. We need that guy with pedigree, a bit of a name, and someone that will lift the squad. However, we've got to bear in mind that he's only one, and we have a ton of games to play. So we must have a backup. We must have some flexibility around him.
Mhm.
That's where people like your Jacksons come in. Is Jackson good enough? Do we need to now look at um, a refresh? Have him and a Ekatike. I know it's very expensive, but who knows? But as far as I'm concerned now, instead of the Umin and Arin and the just from my point of view, and the inability to make a decision, there's only one guy out there for us now, and it's got to be Gyökeres because Osimhen, the wage discussion, the Al Hilal politics, dangling the carrot while flirting with another team. I'm not for that. Go for Gyökeres. He's from our future daughter club in what's that
Portuguese league.
Spanish?
Brighton.
Yeah, in Sporting, we've been hovering around them as well. I think we need to make a move and get some part of that club. I know it's not easy, but we can do that. But hey, look, Gyökeres is for us. He won't go to Man United now for so many reasons. They've got no Champions League. They have major, major financial issues. People like Gary Neville that was looking at Chelsea. "Ooh, I don't see what has Chelsea seen that nobody else has seen." That's why you have novel inventions. That's why you have novel ideas that nobody else has, but you are the first. That's what Chelsea have done. Now look at Man United. Chelsea have players that you only increase their wages when you have qualified for competitions like the Champions League. And if you
You
don't,
earn
your
what you
wages
that is
drop by
you earn what you work for.
exactly. And if you don't, your wages drop by 30%. And you're contracted to that. You've signed for that. And Chelsea did well in that part. And yes, I'm definitely one of those that screamed and shouted about the the January transfer situation. I did not like the way the squad was replenished, but I do like the discipline. They didn't just go and buy any old Charlie, and they still made it. And let's not forget this, coach. We really have to remember this. People were going on, oh, Chelsea, oh, they can't, they're not better than Newcastle, Villa, or Forest. It's going to be Newcastle or Villa or Forest in the top five. Chelsea, we can't see them getting past these people. This and that. Look what happened. Not only did Chelsea go to Forest and beat them up in their backyard, but we dumped all of. They're all behind us. Every one of them, Jack, is behind Chelsea,
Here's the
including
concerning thing,
Newcastle.
Bobby.
We
A lot of Chelsea fans actually did believe that out of the so-called tough games that would be able to get just 6 points. They were calculating that with the only two teams we're going to beat at that was Nottingham, was Ipswich Town. One more game, I think it was Everton. Some were saying if
Well,
anything, would get three
even some were
points.
saying they couldn't beat Everton. Look,
Yeah,
coach, I
our own
understand
fans.
why. Yeah, I understand why we were in a shaky position. We were doing a lot of limp wrist weakling stuff. You know, we weren't showing bottle strength. But the important thing is, um, when push came to shove, not only did those boys show their quality, but they showed their grit. Yesterday's performance was a performance of grit. Do you think that Forest team was easy? Didn't you see Chris Wood? Those chances he missed. You know, you could say luck. No, I think pressure. If our defense weren't putting him under the right type of pressure, you know, there was a point about 30 seconds to go. A cross came into the box. There was a bit of a goal mouth scramble. Who went hell for leather and cleared the ball? My favorite enemy, Dewsbury Hall.
KDV.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, he cleared that ball. You know, we defended like lions yesterday, and you have to give credit. We stood up like men. And that's what everybody that knows me, I'm always looking for. I don't want to see I will hate you if you go and wear a Chelsea shirt and get bullied. That's never been us. That's never been us, and it never will be us. And those boys, they stood up to be counted, and you have to respect that. But we never stood and completely castigated the club. Oh, they'll never do this, they'll never do that. Well, your Newcastle, your Villa, and your Forest are behind us. We finished fourth. We finished in the top four, coach. And
Yeah.
another thing I want to add to you, coach,
Mhm.
that fourth position, with every position you finish in the league, comes a financial reward. It may not be that massive
Yeah, the
financial
higher you
reward of
finish.
getting in the Champions League. Yeah. So we've got some money for that. We've got money for being in the Champions League. We're going to get money for the World Club Cup, and hopefully, for all it's worth, please God, let's win that Conference League trophy. And there's a little minor change for that. Everything counts, coach, but it's all to the positive. I think some people have egg on their faces today.
They do. A lot of them do. So people yeah. The question is, well, let me see. Do you think Osimhen is coming to Chelsea? Honestly, I don't know. It's not as simple as some people may believe it is, given what Mikel has been saying. Because technically he said Osimhen to Chelsea is just a phone call away. That is, if we're still interested. But it's not that simple. If the Saudis are truly interested, it'd be difficult. If there's any other club in Europe willing to pay him how much he's asking for 250 after tax without strings attached, it's still difficult. So except if he decides, you know what, I want to play in Europe, even if the Saudis are interested in signing him and he decides he wants to play in Europe one more season, and is ready to accept our heavily incentivized wage structure, then yeah, we're fine. But so it's not that simple, really. I think the most likely destination, Saudi. And I prefer Gyökeres over him for reasons I've explained. I'm not saying he's a bad footballer. He's an excellent number 9. But if we have Mourinho, I'd say probably Mourinho would prefer him over Gyökeres, and I say get him, and I'd be one of the first to say, yeah, get him Osimhen. Then I'll let us know that if we get Osimhen, we need to sell Nicholas Jackson and sign another hybrid number 9 because we can have 2 top African strikers. We don't have that luxury. Yes, we're not. You can say we're not even a complete unit yet. So we still have a long way to go to be strong enough to still be doing well if Afghan comes around and we lose 2 of our top strikers to Afghan. But right now we don't have that luxury for reasons I've explained. But that's by the way. Please go check out Tebeho's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. This You can see the link to his YouTube channel there, and we have 24 likes, but I believe we can do a lot better than that, people. Let's get the likes up. We had 50 people following the show, and at least 50% of those people liked the video will have at least 25 likes. But usually when we stream in vertical format, a lot of views, a lot of participants, but I don't know if they can see the like button or anything like that. But yeah, let's see if Newcastle missed the Champions League, we could have went for Alexander Isak, possibly, but still be difficult, even if that had happened, but it didn't. Gyökeres can link up play very well. Yeah, I know that. That's one of the reasons why I'd take him over Osimhen. Osimhen is not a bad player, but he's not the best in terms of dropping deep and creating for his teammates. But he will lead, he will fight. Even if you have him as your number 9, I think that alone gives you a confidence. Put something in the box and he will make things happen. So just to be clear, I'm not saying he's a bad player. Chelsea, okay, you're having a good conversation there. Kishan here saying we're linked to Vlahovic. They are looking for around 40 million. He's been very poor. Are we really linked to him? I didn't know. You're correct. Paid.
I'm not sure about that one,
Okay.
Coach.
He might have.
Coach,
Yeah. Hmm.
can I give one more slap in the face to our
Go ahead. Go
detractors?
ahead.
Another thing they are failing to highlight is that Chelsea qualified for this Champions League not only with the youngest squad in Premier League history,
Mhm.
but we're well into the positions. We finished 4th place, 3 points clear of
And our
5th place
qualification wasn't
Newcastle.
down to other
We
results.
didn't exactly. We did it on our own merit, unlike Newcastle that had to depend on the Villa result. I mean, this is very, very significant, and I think it's commendable. I mean, give credit where credit's due. We've all criticized. I've certainly criticized so many things, including Maresca, but this particular one. I think we have to give him praise. He needs to finish the job on Wednesday, but 4th place with this team, clear 4th on your own back after dropping out of the Champions League positions at one point and struggling to get back in. I think they need to take a bow for this one, Coach. Big time.
Yeah. I do
And
agree
al-
with you. Yeah, go ahead, Tabeho.
and also, Bobby, just to add to that, we are third in terms of gaining points at home, the Premier League. And also, we are third in terms of defensive record. Remember, we had so sloppy moment in the Premier League. Gareth James giving away goals, a lot of errors, even Sanchez. But we managed to be third best defense in the Premier League. So I think
Yeah,
good to
even with those things.
yes.
Yeah, it is a great achievement, and shame on those people on ESPN, our dear ex-player, what's that fool's name again? I always forget
Frank
it now.
LeBron,
Um,
Frank,
gosh, what's his name? No,
Frank.
LeBeouf is one. No, the main one, the Scots guy. Um, oh gosh, what is he? He wasn't
Oh,
a great
the
player. He was a
goalkeeper.
midfielder. Yeah, he was.
Something Bingley. I forget his name.
It will come to me. But that aside, they were talking so much crap, and what I hate is when you've spoken nonsense and okay, you've been proved wrong, you put your hand up, say, okay, I got this wrong. Well done, Chelsea. You've got to give them credit. There's nothing these boys have done this season to end up top four that you shouldn't be giving them praise for. Let's at least acknowledge that. I mean, gosh, that was some achievement. I looked at our running, and honestly, personally, I gave us no chance in my mind. You know, I that game against Forest, I don't think I've ever been more nervous about a Chelsea football match than I was about that game. I was not sure at all. I was very scared of that game because of the whole physicality thing and playing away and the Anthony Taylors of this world and those boys. They really did us proud yesterday for sure.
Here's why I
However,
wasn't
I
too concerned,
reiterate,
Bobby.
we must think.
Here's
Yeah,
why I wasn't too concerned. I knew they needed a win. Even the draw wasn't going to be not good enough for them,
yeah.
which means, yeah, they'd have to
In
play
principle,
differently. Yeah. Yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry. Apologies for cutting you off.
No, no, you're right. You're right. I've said all I can do. I'm really chuffed with that result. I really am. However, I still maintain we must finish the job on Wednesday. Once we do that, we can celebrate. Trouble is, we don't even have long to celebrate before we focus on the next competition.
I think
I'm
it,
taking the
I'm,
World Club Cup very, very seriously, coach.
yeah, yeah. You could say this is a boot camp for this these kids, which will prepare them properly if the 25-26 season. In all honesty, you couldn't have
Yeah,
asked for a better preseason than what we're seeing.
absolutely.
We're seeing now, yeah.
Abs-
Um,
That's why
thank
we've
you.
got to get our key players in place quickly.
We have to, and thanks to those responsible for uh creating a new transfer window format. How do I phrase that to come across correctly? But you understand what I mean. An early transfer window. I think I don't know if it was specific for the teams participating in the Club World Cup, but it's
No,
good.
no, for
Um,
everyone.
Everyone, okay, all right, thank you. So I had a dream last night. Mateta was in Chelsea blue. I like Mateta. He's excellent on the ball given his size. Really, he's a unit. If we can sign him as our tradition number 9, I'll take him. Really, I like Mateta. Let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream. James Scott is saying Chelsea's strategy is just to try and hijack Arsenal's transfers, and we will still finish ahead of you. Okay, thank you for joining and
Oh,
thank
oh,
you
oh,
for providing value to the stream. I appreciate you. We go ahead, Tebeho.
Also, finishing ahead of Chelsea is not a trophy. So just James, to let you know, being ahead of us is not a trophy, bro. So yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sancho got to go, and I thought we would get 15 points from the Arsenal defeat. We ended up getting 20. We really came in from, and give the manager credit. And I've told people this. I've been paying attention to how we morphed. You could argue how we went from a team that's immature to a team that's good at controlling games. Yeah, how I can give you a good analysis, how a breakdown of how we went from that team scoring a lot of goals, conceding a lot of goals, to a team that's not scoring too many but not conceding too many. Maresca, he learns. He's a quick learner. He's a quick learner. I haven't seen issues we had since his arrival, since he became our manager, that lasted too long. One, we see experience one issue in this game. Next game, he sorts it out. At most 2 games, he will sort out any issue the issues that emerge as we play teams. And he learns from his mistakes like this. That makes me happy. And you could argue that's probably the owners, they've seen that, and that's probably the reason why they said they agreed that, yeah, even if we don't qualify, we didn't qualify, we end up not qualifying for the Champions League at the time, that he stays. And after I've been telling people, even when we lost games, that I'm seeing progress beyond. You have to look beyond the surface level. If you understand football, you'd know even when we were losing games that we're making progress. And the games we lost, you could argue 99.9% of them aren't down to the manager's ineptitude. But unfortunately, there are those that just want him gone, or just being disingenuous for clicks. And that's the sort of people I will call them out. I saved receipts, but I'm checking some of them are deleting their old tweets. And Billy C, is this somebody that I know that just can't recall your name, or just blue blood, a Chelsea fan that's happy? Thank you so much for the donation. Sincerely do appreciate you joining us. Uh, if this is your first time here, welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Feel at home, express yourself. Here, your opinion matters, and all we ask of you is just to keep it civil. And he says, we are back. Yes, we're back, baby. Let's show Europe what we can do. Honestly, the future is bright. So bright, you'd need glasses to look at it. I've always told people that. And my concern from time Ty would tell you, and the regular side would tell you, has always been the immediate future, knowing that yeah, we need experience to do a lot more better. But I've never at any time looked at what we're doing and cried, yeah, we're finished. I have never for once. And not just because I love the club, but if you're being factual, if you're able to take a step back and look at what we're doing, you know that the owners are just being proactive, because things have changed from a financial perspective in football. But thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for the donation. Sincerely do appreciate you for that, for showing us love. I cannot thank you enough. Big up, my boss, Bobby. I am super happy that Chelsea won against Nottingham Forest, which made Chelsea qualify for the Champions League. And against all odds, we must say, honestly, they didn't give us chance. Even our own fans, majority, didn't believe we were going to make it. And but yeah,
Coach, you know where my mind is going right now, especially
yeah, go ahead.
today. Even though I'm ecstatic that we have achieved our league objective, is, how is Maresca going to react now to dealing with a very high energy pressing Real Betis side? We really need to deal with that. I think we're capable, but our focus right up to Wednesday has got to be that team.
Yeah,
Yeah. Also, Bobby, just to add on that, our first day game on Friday, they still have holes at the back. All we need to do, as always, we need to be clinical. That's why I'm always
take our
upset.
chances.
Yes, take our chances. Look at Neto yesterday. He had a good chance and he missed it. So sometimes we should do that. Be clinical and forget about the opponent.
Yeah, I do agree with you. And people, we'll
Yeah, I
scroll
agree
past
with
quite a
that
lot
for
of
sure.
stuff to get to the very bottom. And to show you how pragmatic we were yesterday, we went there to keep the ball and play it around. We knew they were gonna come out because they needed a win, so we were comfortable soaking up the pressure and hitting them on a break. Had a few chances, but we actually did. You can say, yeah, measure our xg plus one goal. It measures. We didn't perform, but yeah, we underperformed it by just 0.09, which is nothing. So we did good, pragmatic enough. We wanted to win it, and we got the job done. Big up to you too. Says this. Yeah, it does need an upgrade, and I think we're working on it. Big up to you too. Lots of social media folks are rewriting their timeline. Some have deleted. I'm checking the receipts I kept. They're deleting it. Tobago, did you notice that?
Yeah, some of them deleted them, but anyway, from now on, I'm going to do screenshots and create a folder on my phone so that whenever they delete, I still have the screenshots.
All right, this guy is crying that we spent billions. Can you do yourself a favor, deduct how much we made from player sales from the billions we spent? And how much actually did has Manchester United have Manchester United spent since the days of Louis van Gaal?
and
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
also
and
how much.
they've spent that money without having to be in a position of rebuild.
yeah,
People forget what happened to Chelsea Football Club. The club was torn down by that forced sale and had to rebuild. How can you rebuild a top flight club without spending money? I think that argument and that statement that we hear from a lot of sporting broadcasting pundits
Even some Chelsea
is now
fans.
stale. Yeah, it's stupid. It's a very what shall I say? It's a statement that is just made to gaslight the efforts of the club. Let me see one club that will go through what Chelsea went through and not need to spend money. People are spending money without even going through it, not to mention having to be torn completely apart and sold for nothing. No, that ship, that old chestnut is not acceptable anymore.
And chances are this brother is a Chelsea fan. Here's the thing. The fact is, here's the most annoying thing. Some Chelsea fans actually, in all honesty, and they want us to lose, to fail, just to be proven right. I'm not joking. It's not a joke.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I really agree with you. There's
And
one in particular I'm already doing battle with on X. We know
yeah,
who he is.
and the
I
truth,
really told him off.
yeah, and the truth remains, even the big accounts, I don't know how you can have a YouTube channel, but your emotions drive what you present to your audience. You don't know how to be objective. I don't think it's okay. I remember, sorry to say this,
You're right.
Eunice Talks Football read something online about tickets being sold on one of the website on a website that's somehow attached to a business that called Todd Bowley co-owns or something. And he went on X, as old as he is, and called his daddy at Minerals FC. Are you seeing this? What have we got here? I could not believe it.
Mm. Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
question I want to ask him, what has happened? Is Todd Bowley in jail? And have you found out that it was him that directed people to be selling tickets on that website? Or maybe he bought tickets and gave it to people to sell on that website. Have you found out that was case? And I remember him making a video telling Clear Lake and Capital, pack your SHIT and go. It's over because we lost games. You
Yeah,
call
they
yourself
do
a
it
content
because they
creator. Once we lose a
because it gives
game,
them
exactly.
content.
Or
Yeah,
you call
they're
yourself
just
a
doing it
content
for
creator.
clicks.
You call yourself a content creator, but once we lose a game, you don't know how to speak objectively anymore. Everything you talk
Yeah.
about will be how much we spent and how isn't working. You don't even come around to talking about the reason why we're struggling. Really, the true reason why we're struggling at the time. Same
Yep.
people, if you go
Injuries and so.
watch their videos, the only thing they'd be saying is sign us a striker and a defender, probably maybe a goalkeeper. But when we were losing games, same people were saying that the entire team is rubbish. We need to clear out those players and sign new players. Where do you stand?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. We have a lot of trolls in the fan base, and trolls profiting through making content and spaces to peddle their negativity and their anti-Chelsea propaganda. That's all it is.
Listen, people are entitled to their opinions, but what I ask people, the sort of people I like to deal with is people that are able to speak objectively, irrespective of where we find ourselves. Then we can debate. Say whatever you want. Just no, and I'll respond. And I don't diss people because of their opinions. What I do is if I find out that you're being disingenuous, then I don't like debating with you because you're not open-minded, definitely, or you're just doing it for clicks. But people, you're entitled to your opinion, but even at that, I don't deal with people that are disingenuous. That's just me. um but that's by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go along with. Big up to the chat, big up to you too, DJ. So I think that's the name you guys were looking for, Craig Boyley. um
No, I got a shout out to DJ, you know.
yeah, he's in the
DJ
chat.
on Tobago's stream yesterday was telling me, look, we're gonna win this, and he said it's gonna be by the odd goal. That was DJ. He was
Yeah.
so um sure And he stood strong, whereas I was like, I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I'm not sure about this. But he said, no, we're winning this, and we're going to win it. It's going to be one goal in it, and that sort of faith is what we want in the fan base. We pull each other up when some of us are down and scared and not sure. There are some to stand strong and say, "No, we can do this. This is what fans do. This is what supporters do." Not those that every little opportunity they want to pull the club down. They attack the owners, the players, the manager. They'll probably even, if they could, attack the kit man.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. I think we should be rounding up soon because Tobejo, he has a show to host and he's on the panel. Since he supported us, I think it'd be nice for us to move over to his place and support him to help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Any team who finished top five in this league deserves credit, honestly. But unfortunately, even our own fans, they're busy downplaying um how well we've done to get to where to finish top four. And thank goodness we didn't finish there because yeah, some other teams lost or some other teams won. We beat them on their carpet, which means irrespective of other results, we're good. But still, our own fans are busy downplaying, saying how lucky we've been. But I'm just happy, honestly. Let people do whatever rocks their boats. ID Crisis, Brianni Yahayo, aka Jackson FC, Pavel FC. I can't quite remember all of them right now. Graphic user interface. You, much love to you, brother. Always nice to see you. Of course, how are you, Tabeho and Mabas coach can go to the H place, negative place. That's hate, DJ. Anything else to talk about here? All good. I am good. Saying hello. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom. There's quite a lot. Apologies, and in the process, I will scroll past quite a lot. That's 72 comments that I haven't looked at. I'm sorry, I can't read all of them. Jackson will be back for the final on Wednesday. So we have our striker. Will be tough because they are the only difficult team we're facing in this competition. Confident will win it. Though Houston, we signed Jackson from who playing? Oh, Betis. Oh, no. Um,
Villarreal.
yeah, Villarreal. Yeah. So let's see. What else do we have here? I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom. I cannot read everything. Apologies if I skip any of your comments there. And Nightbot is not even listening. Yeah, that should trigger a command there. The ID crisis command. It didn't even listen. Some of the social media people are just emotional because they are young and only know Roman and success. That's a solid argument, but some of them are just being disingenuous. They're old enough to know to know better, but still they just do it because it brings the click. But that's by the way. Anything else here? I don't think there's anything else for me. If anything, it's just not okay that our own fans are downplaying uh, how can how what we've achieved. I know there's one more final to go because I called that particular game a final, but unfortunately, it is what it is. People will be who they are. You can't get anybody to change. You can try to get them to be open-minded and try to see things from a different perspective, or make and learn. Or you can only try to get them to be sensible. But I'm happy. This will go a long way for this young squad of ours, the youngest in the Premier League. And once again, 90, you could argue 99.9% of the pundits didn't give us a chance. Even our own fans didn't give us a chance, but we're there. Just win on Wednesday. Then that would be the icing on the cake. Bobby, anything else you want to talk about before we call it a day? All right, Tobeho, while we wait for Bobby, anything else?
Yeah, I'll just move the stream for 15 minutes because we haven't talked about the game. So we can talk about the game, then we can go to
Okay,
my
anything
channel.
else you want to talk about the game? For me, it was they had 10 shots, we had 6 shots, 2 big chances. We created 3 big chances. and they missed. Where's the full stats here? I can see everything right here. Let me go to this particular window here. Give me 1 second. Let me go to the stats window. I don't want this to slow down my system. Yes, coach, some also know how to manipulate their young and emotional fans. Yep, more importantly, they play them like a fiddle, you could argue. They had the ball most of the times, 52% to 48% of us. XG 1.20, 1.09 of us. Total shots, 6 shots, 10 shots for them. Shots on target, 2 for us, 2 for them. Big chances, 3 for us, 2 for them. Big chances missed. We missed 2, then missed 2. Wow. It was a tight game, and we expected it to be tight. But when we were looking at the numbers during the match preview, we knew that we realized numbers did say that, yeah, we're most likely to emerge the winners. The worst result we could get from that game would be a draw. We did realize that during the match preview show. Big up to you too. The Prince is here. Nice to see you, as the band would say. Have a great day, everyone. You too. I think we should just round up. We've talked about the game. Nothing much to talk about, but if you have anything to add, that's fine. Congratulations to us all, our Chelsea fans. And DJ saying Chelsea and Bayern Munich are all monitoring developments regarding Milan winger Rafael Leao closely, with each side registering a concrete interest in recent weeks. I like Leao, but I have to say, I don't think Leao's behavior off the ball, I think, will be an issue.
Yeah, that's my
In the
only
Premier, yeah.
concern. That's my only concern with Liana. Also, remember, he signed a new contract with 180 million release clause. So, how much are going to pay you, AC Milan? 100 or more than 100? That's a lot. So, that's the issue again.
And you could argue he's not at that level where you'd say you can take him, and then because of his output, it's not like he scores tons of goals per season, creates tons of chances per season. I know he can be explosive, but he's never, for me, performed consistently. And for how much you can say the transfer fee you just mentioned, I don't think it makes sense to sign him and then have him be a passenger on the pitch every time we're playing. I don't think we need him, honestly. But that's by the way. Chelsea and Bayern Munich are monitoring him. We shouldn't. Even though I like him, no, I think it's not going to work, in my opinion. But okay, if we sign him, okay, and Rudy Galetti is a credible source, so maybe we're considering him. So thank you for that update, DJ. I think we should call it a day. There's nothing much to talk about here. No, thank you for Leao. I feel the same too. Khan, credit where it's to the manager and this young, inexperienced squad deserved all the praise given the complete overhauling of the club in the last 2-3 years. Well done. Hope they can maintain it. And if you paid attention, look, the season before under Potter, we finished 12th. The following season, 6th, is it? 6th, now 4th. I think that's progression. And you'd be lying to yourself if you look at it and say, yeah, there's no progression. And there's progression could attribute down to the players maturing and becoming more of a unity than they were the previous season. All right. Coach Leao isn't a possession-based player. He is good when managers play counter, and don't expect him to be the guy pressing as much as you would want. He's a pattern player indeed. Tibet, anything else before we call it a day?
No, thank you, Coach, for having me. So, let me just start the stream so that they can.
All right, go start, and I'll join you. Houston, thank you, people, for finding the time to be with us. Thank you to the legendary Bobby. I expected that to join today, but probably very busy, and that's understandable. Yep, I want to say thank you to all of you in the chat for finding the time to participate in the show. Thanks to IB. Thanks to Mabasta05 Khan. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well, but nice to see you, to have you back here. DJ Sue, thank you, DJ. Love the Prince is here, as the band would say. Chelsea Ultra, who else was here? Kim So was also here. Keyshawn, Tammy Abraham. No. And I don't want Tammy back. Who else was here? ID Crisis. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Wake up, it's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel upright. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud, no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud, no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud, no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel upright. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud, no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, loud as the crowd.